Okay, I have a bit of a different product for you this time. It's an eBoot 3.5mm to 6.35 or quarter-inch plug, audio plug. Now, what is that? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you the kind of specs or what there is of specs. Then I'm going to show you it closer up. And then I'm going to give you the price and if I recommend them or not. Okay, so this is putting things very, very simply, probably too simply, but just in case you need to know, 3.5mm is your what you might call regular headphone plug. It's what you'd have on a lot of headphones, headsets, earbuds, earphones, that sort of thing. It's a regular small end that looks similar to what you've seen on the screen now, but much smaller. And what is 6.35mm, or also known as quarter of an inch? Now that is, as you're seeing on the screen now, they are like the regular headphone plugs, but much larger. So when might you need an adapter to insert the little one into this big one, then put this big one into whatever the equipment is? Well, there is various uses for that. A lot of professional equipment and instruments use these bigger ends. Now, for an example, I have a field recorder or a portable audio recorder called the Tascam DR40. That has XLR ports, but it also has quarter-inch or 6.35mm sockets for plugging in external microphones. So what if I wanted, for instance, to plug in a lavalier mic, also known as a lapel mic? They often use the smaller 3.5mm ends. Well, this is a solution. You can plug the small end from your lavalier or lapel mic into the bottom of one of these, then this big end into that field recorder's quarter-inch port or socket. You see, so that is one use, and there are other uses like that, for things like when you've got some sort of mixer or field recorder or some other professional equipment that has a larger 6.35mm end, but you want to plug something in like a regular microphone with 3.5-inch or a lapel mic, something like that. So these are actually very, very handy because you quite often have a 3.5mm socket on a lot of things, but occasionally you'll get some professional equipment such as this recorder that only has the bigger ends and no little 3.5 or 3.5mm socket. So what do? Well, you can't use it unless you have this. So here's your solution. And this is an interesting package because a lot of the time you'll get one of these and you either pay for one really high quality one that might be quite expensive, or you might buy one that's like 60 pence or something like that. Really, really, really cheap. Well, this is some nice quality, decent quality. In fact, they are better quality than a cheap one I bought, yet they are a pack of 5. So that is really, really good. It has 360-degree grip threads that help plug and unplug easily. They have a good quality stereo connection for good signal fidelity for things like guitar amps, stereo equipment, things like that. So that is good. They are good quality because I have one. In fact, I might have it here to compare in a minute. A cheaper one. I bought one single one a while ago because I wanted to use a lavalier mic in my recorder occasionally, and it was about £1 was all, and it's much lower quality. You can tell. I'm not even going by sound. I'm just talking about the actual physical item. It's very, very thin, cheap, weak plastic. You can tell straight away these are not, and I'll go into that a bit more and show it closer up. Okay, so as you can see, there isn't actually much to talk about. There isn't loads of spec like there would be with a smartphone, something like that, so there's only a certain amount I can talk about. Okay, now here it is. It's in my hand. It's very small, lightweight and portable. Even the whole pack of 5 is. It's all gold. There's the rings they use. They use 2. I think the smaller ones tend to be 3, but that's the way these bigger ones are. There's a little hole on the bottom. That's where you insert your 3.5mm smaller end into. You insert it into this female end. Then this male bigger end goes into your bigger equipment that you use a 1/4 inch or 6.35mm. So you put the little end into the bottom, then this end into whatever requires the bigger sockets. Okay, there you go. Now I'll show you, there isn't much to see on camera, but here on the right, with the black bottom, black base, is the one I bought that was a single one, not in a pack by somebody else. I can't remember who the seller or company was. But there on the right. Now, I don't actually know what either of these are made of, if they're metal or plastic at the time of filming this. I'll try to find out, because they both could be plastic, but if they are both plastic, the one that comes in this pack, the one on the left, feels more metal, it feels colder, and it feels higher quality and thicker. The one on the left, it's almost the one on the right, I mean, the one with the black base, the one on the right is almost certainly plastic. It feels plastic, it feels brittle, or not brittle, but it feels weaker. So even if these are both plastic, the one that comes in this kit is this pack is definitely a higher quality build. So what is the price? Well, it might seem quite a lot. It's £7. It's $6.99 in the UK. If it's available in the US, I'll put the US dollar price as a text overlay on the screen as well. It seems like a lot, but bear in mind, this isn't one of these. If this was just one of these, I'd say £7 would probably be too much, even for a very, very top quality one. But this isn't one. This isn't even a pack of 2 or 3 or even 4. This is 5. You get a pack of 5. Now, why would you need a pack of 5? Well, A, having spares is always a good thing. And 2, if you are definitely somebody a bit more professional, or perhaps even you're an amateur and stuff, but you have a big hobby of using audio equipment or musical equipment, you might actually have various devices like a mixer and maybe some guitar amps and a guitar and various things, field recorder, all sorts in your home that require one of these. So you might even use like 2 on some sort of mixer thing and your perhaps guitar amp and guitar, and then 1 on a lavalier mic, and you might, if you have actually lots of uses for this. So it's always good to, if you can, to get a pack if you know you've got to use it on one thing. Yes, if you only want this on one thing, like a lavalier mic to an audio recorder, then maybe you could save a little bit of money by getting a pack of 1 or 2 instead. But if you have, like a lot of people do, various more professional intermediate level equipment like mixers and things like that, guitar amps, various things like that, then you could quite easily use this entire pack straight away, or at least half it or 3/4 of the pack, and have 1 or 2 spares. So I do actually recommend it. It seems to be good quality, especially compared to the other ones, the other adapters I have used. It can be very, very handy, so I do recommend it. Please like, comment and subscribe to this video. And if you could do me a huge favour, if you're watching this as a review on the Amazon product page, please hit the yes button next to was this review helpful to you or not. That'll help me out a lot as well. Thanks for watching.